You know what I've realized, sweetheart? Silence. It's louder than a scream, louder than words. When you step into a room and don't say a thing, yet they feel your presence, that's power. Pure, raw, unfiltered, undeniable power. And guess what? You're about to learn how to wield it like a blade pressed against their throats. See, the world adores noise, thrives on it. Everyone's talking, yelling, screaming over each other just to be heard. But here's the twist. The louder they are, the weaker they become. They drown in their own noise, desperate for attention, for validation, for whatever scraps the world throws at them. It's pathetic. And you've been part of that circus, haven't you? Dancing to their tune like a fool. But not anymore. Not after tonight. Tonight, you'll understand how to make the room bow to you without uttering a single word. People don't respect loud. They fear quiet. Think about it. When a dog barks, you ignore it. But when it just stares at you, teeth bared, silent, that's when your heartbeat quickens. Silence is tension, a loaded gun cocked and ready. And in this world, kid, tension rules. You've let them talk over you, walk on you, laugh at you. I see it in your eyes. That little twitch, that little fire you've been trying to suppress because you think it's dangerous. And you're right. It is dangerous. But dangerous is good. Dangerous gets things done. You just need to learn how to control it, how to channel it. Let me share a little secret with you. People are sheep. They follow the loudest voice in the room until they meet someone who doesn't need to speak. The quiet ones, the still ones. They're the wolves. And wolves don't bark, they bite. You want payback, don't you? I can see it burning inside you, crawling under your skin. They've pushed you, hurt you, humiliated you, and now you're ready to show them what happens when they push too far. But revenge? It's not about screaming in their faces or throwing tantrums. That's what the weak do. No, real revenge is quiet. It's calculated. It's walking into the room, locking eyes with them and watching them squirm because they know, deep down, they're beneath you. They'll try to bait you, drag you into their chaos. That's their game. But you're smarter now. You're playing the long game. You're going to make them feel so insignificant, so small, that your silence will echo in their heads long after you're gone. And when they look back, they'll realize you never had to say a damn thing. You controlled them without lifting a finger. Power isn't about what you say, it's about what you don't say. It's in the way you look at them, the way you carry yourself. When you're silent, they project their fears onto you. They fill the void with their insecurities, their doubts. You become a mirror, reflecting the worst parts of them. And that terrifies them. Think about a storm. It's not the lightning or thunder that sends chills down your spine. It's the silence before it strikes. That's what you're going to become. The calm before the storm. The silence that promises destruction. But don't mistake silence for weakness. Silence is a weapon. And like any weapon, it needs to be sharpened. You need control. Discipline. You need to learn when to strike and when to wait. That's what separates the amateurs from the professionals. And you're going to be a damn professional. They'll learn to fear you not because of what you say, but because of what you don't. Every move you make, every glance, every breath, it will radiate dominance. You will own the room, own their minds without uttering a single word. That's the kind of power that doesn't fade. That's the kind of power that lasts. And the best part? They'll never see it coming. They'll underestimate you, laugh at you, call you nothing. Let them. Let them have their little jokes, because when you finally step into that room, when you stand there in silence and let your presence do the talking, they'll realize too late that you're not nothing. You're everything. And you won't have to raise your voice. Hell, you won't even have to raise a finger. You'll watch as they crumble under the weight of their own guilt, their own shame. And you'll stand there, calm, composed, untouchable. That's power. That's control. You think it ends here, don't you? Just walking into a room, all quiet and smug, and suddenly everyone bows? No, no, no. That's just the beginning. Silence is a tool, a weapon, but like any weapon, you have to know when to use it and when to sheath it. Power isn't just about standing still. It's about knowing you could move, knowing you could speak, knowing you could rip them apart with a single word, but choosing not to. That's control, and control is what separates the predators from the prey. The world, it's not fair, not balanced. It's a jungle. They tell you it's civilized, but that's a lie. It's survival of the fittest, and only those who understand the hunt survive. You've been playing by their rules, and look where it got you. Broken, bitter, angry. But now you're going to learn the real rules. Rule number 1, never let them know your next move. You've seen it before, haven't you? The loudmouth, the bragger, he's always the first to fall. Why? Because he's given everything away, all his cards, laid out for everyone to see. Fool. You're going to keep your cards close. Hell, they won't even know you're in the game until it's too late. When you're silent, they hesitate, they second guess. And doubt is a cancer. It eats away at confidence, shatters their precious little egos. While they're busy trying to figure you out, you're already 10 steps ahead. And when you strike, they won't even see it coming. So go ahead, step into the room, let them feel your presence, let them drown in their own noise. And when the time comes, remind them, without saying a single word, exactly who the hell they're dealing with. That silence in your chest, that weight, it's not fear. No, that's power. That's potential, waiting to be unleashed. You've been sitting on it, letting it rust, letting it rot, but now you're waking up. Now you're starting to see through the cracks in their world, their lies, their false confidence, their fake smiles. Behind those facades, fear. Fear of you, fear of what you could become if you ever stopped playing their game. They've tried to shrink you down, make you small, make you doubt yourself, but they failed. That spark inside you, it's still burning, and soon it's going to set everything they built on fire, not with rage, not with chaos, but with cold, calculated silence. You'll become the thing they fear most, the unknown, the shadow they can't escape. You're not just going to survive, you're going to thrive. They'll despise you for it. They'll plot, they'll whisper, they'll try to drag you down. Let them. Their hate is proof that you're doing something right. Because people hate what they can't control. And you will be untouchable, a force of nature, a silent storm. And when the time comes, they'll break under the weight of their own doubt. And you won't even have to say a word. Too scared to let it out, huh? They told you silence was weakness, didn't they? They said you had to speak up, to fight back, to scream until your throat bled if you wanted to be heard. But here's the joke. They don't hear you when you scream. They don't. The loud don't command respect. The quiet do. Think about the times you held back, when you bit your tongue and simply observed instead of speaking. That's when they felt the most uncomfortable, wasn't it? That's when their masks started slipping, when their voices wavered, when their eyes darted around the room searching for an escape. Because silence is a mirror, and they hate what they see in it. That's the beauty of it, my friend. You don't have to lift a finger to dismantle them. Just stand there. Watch them squirm. Let their own insecurities do the work for you. It's almost poetic, watching them unravel while you remain perfectly still. But let's not sugarcoat this. Silence is a weapon, yes, but it's also a burden. It's heavy. It demands patience, discipline, control. It's not for the weak. You'll have to resist the urge to lash out, to prove yourself, to defend yourself. You'll have to let them think they've won. Let them underestimate you. And that? Oh, that takes real strength. They'll try to break you. They'll poke, prod, hurl words like knives, hoping one will stick. They'll call you names, accuse you of things you never did, twist your silence into something ugly. And you'll stand there and take it, because you'll know the truth. Every insult they fling at you is just a reflection of their own fears, their own weaknesses. Want to know the secret to mastering silence? It's not about biting your tongue or suppressing your emotions. It's about owning them. Feeling every ounce of anger, every pang of hurt, every flicker of doubt, and then letting it pass. Letting it roll off you like water off a stone, because the moment you let their words get under your skin, you've lost. But when you stand there, unflinching, unwavering, unbroken, that's when you win. That's when they realize they can't touch you. Picture it. You walk into a room and the air changes. Conversations falter. Eyes turn to you, not because you demanded attention, but because they can't help it. They feel it. The weight of your presence, the power radiating off you. And you don't say a word. You just stand there, calm, composed, in control. They'll try to fill the silence, fidget, laugh nervously, maybe throw a few insults your way, hoping for a reaction. But you'll just watch, quiet, unmoved, and in that silence they'll feel their own insignificance. They'll see themselves for what they truly are, small, weak, powerless. But don't get too comfortable. Power like this comes at a price. The stronger you become, the harder they'll try to tear you down. They'll whisper behind your back, spread lies, do whatever they can to tarnish your name. Let them. Their words mean nothing. Their opinions mean nothing. Because you'll know the truth. You'll know you're untouchable. And here's the kicker. They'll respect you for it. Oh, they'll never admit it, of course. But deep down in the darkest corners of their minds, they'll know. They'll know you're the one in control. The one they can't defeat. So here's your choice. Keep playing their game, keep shouting into the void, begging for scraps of respect they'll never give you, or step into the silence. Embrace it. Own it. Make it your weapon, your shield, your crown. And when you do, oh, they'll feel it. They'll feel it in their bones, in their guts, in their very souls. They'll know they're standing in the presence of someone who doesn't just command respect, but demands it. Without saying a single word. So what's it gonna be, kid? Are you ready to control the room? Ready to make them see you for what you really are? Because once you step into this power, there's no going back. You'll be a force they can't ignore. A presence they can't escape. And trust me, my friend, they will never forget you. You're still here, still breathing it in? Good. That means you're starting to understand, starting to feel it, that shift in your gut, that fire in your veins. You're waking up to the truth, the kind of truth they don't print in books or slap on motivational posters. It's raw, It's ugly, it stinks of reality, but it's real. And real, oh, real is powerful. Now listen carefully, because this is where most people screw it up. You've mastered the silence, you've built the presence, you're holding the cards. But what comes next? How do you use it? Because let me tell you something, power sitting still is just wasted potential. A gun never fired, a blade never drawn. Power needs action. Silent, deliberate, calculated action. Here's how you do it. You don't rush in, fists swinging. You don't shout, don't demand, don't make a scene. No. You let them come to you. Let their curiosity, their fear, their insecurity pull them closer. Let the silence build. Let the tension grow until it's so thick they can barely breathe. And then you strike, but not with words. Words are cheap. Anyone can throw them around. You strike with action. Subtle, deliberate, devastating action. A look, a pause, a step forward at just the right moment, a glance, cold and sharp as a blade. And that one move, oh, it'll shatter them. Because it's not what you did, it's what it meant. The message behind the silence, the power behind the stillness. That's what breaks them. That's what makes them crumble. And the best part? They'll never be able to call you out on it. Because you didn't say a word. Didn't raise your voice. Didn't lift a finger. You just existed. And that existence, that presence, was enough to destroy them. That's the art of it, my friend. The art of silence. The art of control. It's not about doing more. It's about doing less. Less noise, less movement, less effort, and yet achieving more than they ever could. But don't get cocky. This kind of power isn't about ego, it's about purpose. Every move you make, every breath you take has to mean something. Because when you're silent, everything you do is amplified. Every glance, every gesture, every step becomes a statement. And that's why you have to be careful. Because once you step into this power, there's no room for mistakes. So you have to be perfect. Every second, every step, every breath. Perfect. Not for them, for you. Because this isn't about proving anything to them anymore. It's about proving it to yourself. And here's the thing. They'll never see it coming. They'll think you're the same as before. The same quiet, overlooked, underestimated nobody. Let them. Let them think they've figured you out. Because when you finally make your move, oh, when you let them feel the weight of your presence, it'll hit them like a freight train. And in that moment, that look is worth more than 1,000 words. When you do that thing, they scream, right? That look is worth more than 1,000 words. So, what's it going to be? Are you ready to step into the silence? Ready to own the moment? Because once you do, there's no going back. You'll be a force they can't ignore, a presence they can't escape, and trust me, they'll never forget you.